Section 7.1 is called the Law of Sine. So before we start looking at the homework questions, we will know what the Law of Sine recognizes. So section 7.1, there is one main objective which is called the Law of Sine, which states that in a triangle, when you have three angles, angle A, angle B, and angle C, opposite of all these angles, we have the corresponding sides. So angle A is going to face to side A. So the small letters, they represent the side. And angle B is going to face the side B. And angle C will face the side C. So the law of sine says that it's always the same ratio between sine of angle A over the corresponding length of the side, which is A. This ratio will be always equal to sine of angle B over the corresponding side, which is B, and this will be equal to sine of angle C over C. So this theorem, which says sine of the first angle over its corresponding side is always equal to the sine of the second angle in its corresponding side, and same thing for the third side. This relationship is called the law of sine. Instead of putting the sine of A first, you can also create the second form of this law. You can also say that side A over sine of angle A is going to always create the same ratio as B over sine of angle B. And this will give me the same relationship as C over sine of angle C. So this is called the law of sine, and the law of sine helps us to find missing sides or missing angles when we have enough information. For example, if somebody says that this angle is 53 and this side is 15, and then this side is 35, but they want, so this angle is 35, and I'm looking for this missing side, I can always create a proportion saying that sine of 53 over 15 will be always the same ratio as sine of 35 over x, and I can find the values of these sine values from the calculator, and by doing the cross multiplication, I can find the x. That's what the law of sine means, and we're going to now model questions from the homework for the law of sine. Question 1 and question 2 is just asking you to confirm the formula for the law of sine. And we're going to come back to this area formula. So let's just go ahead and practice question 4 first. How would I perform the law of sine here so I can find the missing side A? So when we have a triangle given in this format, we know that this 9 belongs to this angle. So here, 105 is not a useful angle for me because its corresponding side is missing, so it's not very helpful. But this side, 9, I need it, and it's opposite of this angle. In a triangle, since all angles add up to 180 degrees, so I can add up to 105 with 45. The sum is 150, and I can subtract 150 from 180. So I know that the missing angle is 30 degrees right here, okay? Now, once we know this, once we know the missing angle in the triangle, we can now set up our law of sine. So this is the 30 degree we need here. Now, the law of sine says that sine of 30 over the corresponding side, which is 9, is equal to sine of 45 over A. And this one says don't use a calculator because 30 and 45 is famous angles. So sine of 30 is 1 over 2 over 9. Sine of 45 is root 2 over 2 over A. You can do cross multiplication right now if you like. So I'm just going to open some space here. And then when I do cross multiplication, 1/2 times A is equal to 9 times square root of 2 over 2. By looking at this equation, the bottom 2 and bottom 2, they cancel out. So the problem becomes as simple as A is equal to 9 radical 2, and I can just leave my answer like this for number 4. And this is how we can apply the law of sine. We're going to do now number 5, which will be the exact same theorem one more time. But this time, we're going to find all the remaining sides and all remaining angles in the triangle. So in this triangle, we already know that one angle is 60 degrees and the other angle is 47 degrees. I think the easiest part is locating the missing angle, because in a triangle, all angles will add up to 180 degrees. So let's just locate it first. So 180 minus 60 plus 47, which will give me 107. And 180 minus 107 will give me a 73 degree. So this missing angle here must be equal to 73 degrees. So that's what the first spot takes. Now we're going to apply the law of sine to find the missing sides. So if you want to find the side B first, we can do, this is 73 degrees. We can set up sine of 73 over its corresponding side, which is 12, must be equal to sine of 47 over B. When we do cross multiplication, B will be equal to 12 times sine 47 over sine 73. Now, for this question, we have to use a calculator. So I have my decimals open here. I just have to make sure that I change this to degrees, because given angles are in degrees. And I have to ask decimals that I need to evaluate 12 times sine 47. So I need 12 times sine 47, and then the denominator is equal to sine 73. And the calculator will give me the answer as 9.177. So I have to just check how many digits they want, round to the nearest 100 as needed. So we're going to go here, and 9.18 is what they need for side B. 9.18 is what they need for side B. So let's now set up another ratio for C. For C, the first part is going to stay the same, sine 73 over 12. But this time, we want to set this equal to sine 60 over C. When we do cross multiplication, C will be equal to 12 times sine 60 over sine 73. So this is what I need to enter to the calculator. Look at the difference. 12 and 12, they are the same. Sine 47 changed with sine 60, and the denominator is the same. So on the calculator, all I really have to change this angle from 47 to 60, because that's what we have as angle C. So this is 10.87. 10.87. 10.87, what we need for side C. Now for question 6, we're going to find the remaining sides and angles of this triangle. For this question, I have again the 2 angles, so I'm missing the third one, which is kind of easy to locate. We will add these 2 angles and subtract them from 180. So 114.2 and 29.7, when I add them up, the sum is 9. 4 plus 9 is 13. 1 is the carry, so it's 4. 140.3. 0.9 is the sum. Now we will subtract this from 180 to find the missing angle. So 0.1, 9 minus 3 is 6, 7 minus 4 is 3. So 36.1, the missing angle here in this box is going to take this answer. 36.1 degree is what we are missing for angle B. We're going to first set up an equation for side A. For side A, I need angle A. So angle A is sine of 29.7 over its corresponding side, which is A, is equal to. Now, I don't really need to use B because its corresponding side is missing. So, but I can stick to this angle, sine of 114.2, and its corresponding side is 34.9. When we do cross multiplication, A will be equal to 34.9 times sine of 29.7. It's always a smart idea to put the angle in a parentheses over sine of angle 14.2. And then when I input this question to the Desmos, so I'm going to tell Desmos that I need 34.9. And after this, we will need sine 29.7. And then the denominator is sine of 114.2. And this allows me to get the answer as 18.96 because the question still wants me to round it to the nearest tenth this time. So they only want one digit. So it's going to be 18 points. So this is going to go above. So this is going to be 19.0. 19.0 because they want to the nearest tenth as needed. Now for side B, we will still need this part because this is the only one. We have the angle and its corresponding side. So sine 114.2 over 34.9 is still needed. But this time, we're going to make it equal to this angle we found on part A, 36.1, sine of 36.1 over side B. And when we do cross multiplication, B will be equal to 34.9 times sine of 36.1 over sine of 114.2. Again, if you look at what A is equal to and what B is equal to, 34.9, they are the same. The denominators are the same. The only thing I need to change in my calculator is I need to replace 29.7 with 36.1. So here, all I'm going to change this to the 36.1, and it will give me the answer as 22.5 for this one, 22.5. So this is all we have to know for the law of sine, which gives us a relationship between the sine of an angle and its corresponding side. You can do the rest of the questions here, but I would like to model number 9, which is about area of the triangle. So for area of the triangle, we would like to talk about the formulas we can use. When we have triangle ABC, so the sides are B and side is C and side is A, area of this triangle can be calculated using 1/2 times B times C times sine of angle A. So basically, if you multiply these two sides, and if you multiply them by the sine of the included angle, so the angle between these two sides that you're using, this is called an included angle, and then multiply them by 1/2, you will find your area. Let's say you don't have access to this angle, but you actually know what angle B is. So you can also calculate the area using 1/2 stays between the formula, but this time the sides you have is A and C, and the included angle is B. So you can do A times C times sine of angle B. So as you can see here, the angle uses the letter which is not present here. The angle uses the letter which is not present here. Finally, let's say you have the information for angle C, you can also calculate the area, copying the 1/2. So for angle C now, the sides we need is A and B, angle side A and side B, and then we have to multiply it by now sine of angle C. These are the 3 formulas we can use to calculate the area of triangles. So when I go back to this question for number 9, I need to find the area for triangle ABC. It'll always help me if I draw a small triangle to locate my angles. So ABC. Side A is here, it's 10.1. Side B is 6.2. And then they gave me angle C. So I know that I need to use these two sides and angle C. So formula is to calculate the area, we need 1/2 times 10.1 times the other side, which is 6.2, times the sine of 13.5. So this is what I need to enter to the calculator to find the area of this triangle. I will go here. I don't need this anymore because I'm trying to calculate the area of a triangle. I need 1/2 first times. And then I will enter the sides for this triangle. One side is 10.1. The other one is 6.2 times 6.2 times sine of, and the angle we had in the problem was 13.5 in degrees. So we can always double check if we are still in degrees mode, and we are, so we're not getting a mistake here. 7.309, and this one says type an integer or decimal rounded to the nearest tenth. So they only want one decimal place, so we're just going to give them the expected answer is 7.3 for this question. For number 9, the answer is 7.3. So you have another area question in the homework that you're going to practice the same skill.